How is your mother?
Gone for an x-ray. She managed to bend her arm to sink a couple of gins first.
Look, are you expecting us to believe that one of Britain's biggest construction companies has hired a couple of heavies to bust up your bazaar?
Astral Centre. Who do you think did this? Poltergeist?
Well, I would have thought that was in your line.
Oh, very funny, Sergeant Evis.
Look, if you hadn't have called us, we'd have called you. We've had a complaint from a Mr. Colin Dunblane on behalf of Mrs. Stackpole. It seems you've been tormenting her with your fanciful theories.
You call this fanciful? And this?
Mr. Dunblane says you claim you were working for the police. That's an offence. You know that.
Helping the police in France. And I bet they'd be a lot more sympathetic than you.
Yeah. Well, I had a word with Inspector Sardou. He's no happier about you being involved in investigations than I am.
Somebody else isn't happy.
Well, whatever the reason, Inspector Sardou says they're going to charge the student with murder.
What is this? A new line in lunar energizers. Always the same. Horizontal strokes. Just definite traffic.
Trevor, are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Just thinking.
You seem to be far away.
Oh, it's just this whole thing. I'm picking up weird vibrations out here. Maybe it's because we're above the Channel Tunnel. It's as if Stackpole's trying to signal something about his murder.
Hey, madame, 8,50 musique, 3 madame, créatrice, madame. Cadeau, génie, cadeau.
S'il vous plaît, madame. Merci, madame.
I heard all about your fracas from Sergeant Evis.
So now you know there's a hell of a lot more to this case.
That depends.
On what?
Well, the sergeant had a possible explanation. This construction company suppose they're entirely innocent and don't want to jeopardize their bid for the Channel contract.
So they hire a couple of guerrillas to beat people up?
Maybe. It's shorter, sharper than a writ for defamation. Mind if I look inside?
Please.
Fascinating. You know, I said to my colleague Mathieu, no wonder this lad likes playing detective. It's all deductive, isn't it?
No, on an astral plane, yeah.
Intriguingly put.
You're sending me out.
Perish the thought.
Hello, Inspector. You ought to buy a few things, help you with your work.
Well, what would you recommend?
Oh, how about these copper dowsing rods? You can discover all sorts of things. Water, minerals, gas pipes, lost objects.
If you have the gift.
And if you did, and these worked, you could find, say, a gun by the roadside?
If that's a challenge, Trevor, why don't you give it a try?
According to my hunch, he threw the gun away somewhere around here.
Hunch?
Oh, well, the pendulum said it might be here.
Well, we've already searched. Still, if you're into miracles, well, let's do its Planar's motorbike key. The boss said to give it a go. He's just as crazy as he is, huh?
Such a pleasant surprise running into you here.
One of my regular lunch places.
And we've obviously never coincided. When Trevor's busy, I often pop in for a glass of good Chablis and a dozen oysters.
Shall we share another?
That's very kind of you, Inspector.
I find the sight of water, even the English Channel, has a calming effect.
A sea of tranquility. Well, some days at least. Would that make you Pisces?
Of course, as you are. Hence your affinity with Neptune, the world of dreams and illusions. Not to mention your love of seafood.
Well, aren't you the dark cheval?
Not at all. I read our horoscopes in the newspapers this morning. And you are wearing a Pisces bracelet.
Cheers.
Your health.
Well tried, but another waste of time. Planard's guilty.
Hang on. When you looked, did you do what I did?
Well, like...
Search just one side of the road. What if he threw the gun across the other side? Did you ever ask him?
You think your son will find anything?
Are you a doubter?
Even a policeman has to learn to curb his cynicism from time to time.
Well, although I say so myself, I have taught Trevor a thing or two.
I should have thought that divining skills, if they exist, are a natural gift.
A gift we Moons tend to share, Inspector.
One toy gun.
You see?
Hello. Oh, it's you. I was wondering when you'd ring. I was expecting the balance, yes. After all, it's been a week since the job was done. Yes, I'm still here. How do you know nothing more will come of it? You gave him what sort of warning? I don't like it, not one little bit. Something tells me you and I should meet.
Well, you are in luck.
Luck? I call it justice.
Listen, you punk. You threaten people with a gun and you talk about justice?
Can't thank you enough.
You still get 6 months. Oh, get him out of here.
His chart suggests he won't resort to crime again.
Just had a report. A fisherman saw something interesting the night of Stackpole's murder.
He just beat me to the phone, so I was left outside.